All right, so converse of Pythagorean theorem says if a squared plus b squared equals c squared, then a right triangle. So I'm going to give you some sides here. Let's choose 8, 10, 5 are sides of a triangle. Is it a right triangle?
I don't know.
Is it a right triangle? It's a good question, right? So to do that, we would first identify which is the hypotenuse. That'd be the middle guy here because it's the longest. These are my legs. Like my legs?
No.
Oh, well. These are my legs. Hypotenuse. So the question then is, take my two legs squared. Is that equal to my hypotenuse squared?
No.
Okay? So square them. That's 64. That's 25. That's 100. Is that true or not? False. So this is just not right.
Equals 89.
And if it's not right, it's wrong. If it's wrong, it's not right. So don't say not right because then it's wrong.
All right.
Well, if it's wrong and you got it right, never mind, forget it. So this is not a right triangle. It is a triangle, but it's not a right one. That make sense?
No.
Oh, come on. Seriously?
No.
So if I said, let me give you some other sides. So, I don't know, give me a number here. 3, boring. 3, 7, and we'll say 9. Is that a right triangle?
No. Yes.
Well, to figure that out, it's either right or wrong, or not right. 9 plus 49, is that equal to
No.
81?
No.
Not even close. Not right.
You said if we put wrong, then we get it wrong.
If you're wrong, then you're not right.
No, okay, so let's say on the quiz, if we put like...
If you put not right, you're wrong. Because it's not right.
Oh, now I get it. Yeah. Oh, okay.
So you can't get these right regardless. Because if you put not right, then you're wrong. So even if you're right, it's still wrong.
You,
Oh my God.
that's not that. I don't. Oh, so you're trying to
Tired
say...
today? You don't even know.
You're trying to say that
It's just confusing.
because...
I'm recording this, and then somebody's going to hear your voice, every time you talk like that. So anyway,
Hey, what up?
let's get one that is right so you know.
Yeah, I'm just.
6, 8, 10. Which one that does work out? 6, 8, 10.
Yeah.
Is it right?
Yes.
Well, that's 36 plus 64. Is that equal to 100?
Yeah.
Yep. You're right. It's right. Right? Yes? You don't get this?
So if it's wrong, it's right. Right.
100. Adam, is 49 plus is 9 plus 49 equal 81? No. So it's not a right triangle. That's not a right triangle either. 64 plus 25 is not 100.
It's 89 to the wrong.
Huh?
89.
I put that up there. I said it was false. It's not true. So it's not a right triangle. Okay? This one came out. 36 plus 64 is 100. True, right? True. So if it's true, then it's a right triangle. That's how the converse works. Okay? That's part 1. Part 2, we're going to have to give you graph paper for. All right, here we go. We're going to show you 2 ways to do this. One, we're going to use first what's called the distance formula. So let's get this in your notes first off, distance formula. Back to your notes. Distance is equal to long parenthesis x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. What? Take a close look at that guy. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Kind of looks like slope, doesn't it, a little bit? You got the subtraction of the x's and the y's.
No.
If you don't like the formula, we'll show you another way to do it. There's two ways to do these problems. You can use the formula, which is quicker, or you can graph it, which is slower, but you get the same answer both ways, and we're going to show that here in a minute.
Which one's easy?
But this is, most people last period honestly chose this way.
Which way?
This way, the non-graphing method. But some chose the graphing method. What's nice about it is everybody got most everything right. I didn't have very many people get them wrong, so.
Most?
Most were right. But those that weren't right were not right,
Most?
because they were wrong.
Yeah, bro, you're confusing us with the whole,
I have the right to do whatever I want.
No more
Stop
fun.
doing that! It's not funny.
Be nice to me, I'll have you write something. Sure, all right.
Okay.
Here we go. So I'm going to find the distance between 2 points. I'm going to choose the points -3, 4 and 5, 1. How far is it from here to there?
I don't know, I have to do math.
We're going to do the math to figure it out. But first we're going to graph it. We're going to do the graphing method first. So I'm going to go ahead and graph these on my little graph thing here.
7, 3.
I know it. I know without doing it.
So we'll graph it all out. Everybody's got a ruler. So get your Napoleons out,
What's that?
the ruler. I'm going overboard. Rico's getting angry with me. He's like, "Don't you tell me another lame joke." How far is it from here to there in units? Okay? You cannot count the blocks and get the distance because it doesn't go at vertical or horizontal. It's at a diagonal distance. So you cannot really measure that.
What are the chords?
You sure?
I'm sure.
I positive?
But I can do something with it. I'm going to make a right triangle out of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do dotted lines going down until I get to where I'm horizontal to this dot. And then I'm going to join this way with a dotted line. To draw a dotted line, just kind of lift your pencil up and down as you draw along. Kind of lift, kind of drop it like a snare drum. This is a right triangle. If it's a right triangle, then I can use Pythagorean theorem. And this is a vertical line, so I can measure vertically how far that is. That is 1, 2, 3. This is horizontal, so I can measure that. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
9, 10.
And now I do just like I did in bell work.
Squared?
3 squared
8 squared?
is 9. 8 squared, 64. Add them,
73.
and then square root.
8.5440.
I don't want to know the actual square root. We're going to leave it square root of 73. Because the minute you start finding the square root, you have to round it. And we're not going to do anything rounded. We're going to get exact answers. So we'll leave it just like that. Okay? So once again, the graphing method is you make a right triangle. You use your two legs to find your hypotenuse. Okay? It takes some work to do this, but it does work. The other way is to use your formula. So over to the right side over here, we're going to do the formula method. Here is the skeleton. Distance is there's your formula. the difference of the x number squared plus the difference of the y number squared, square root of all that. So remember how we did skeletons for slope? There's your skeleton for distance. Your template, whatever you want to call it. X numbers go there. Y numbers go there. So here we go. X numbers, -3 and 5. Y numbers, 4, 1. And then just do the math. -3 take away 5 is -8. Square that is 64. Always comes out positive because you're squaring. 4 minus 1 is 3. Squared is 9. Square root of all that. Well, look at that. 64 and 9 is square root of 73. Take your pick. You can do it either way. In your FSA, you do have graph paper available to you, so you can graph these and find them out. You do not get this on your FSA. They do not give you the formula. I wish they did, because it's kind of silly, because honestly, when there's formulas, you can always look them up in real life, right?
They give you a formula sheet.
They do, but this is not on there. I really don't know why they should put it on there. I'm like, why would you guys not put that on the sheet? So if you're going to memorize it, you got to memorize it. That's the bad part about this. Same with slope. The slope formula is not on there either. You got to know that. Don't you remember slope formula?
Y equals mx plus b.
No. Well, that too. That's slope-intercept form. This was a slope formula. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Remember the skeleton we did for slope, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of looks familiar. Kind of looks the same, doesn't it? A little bit. See how that's? See the x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. So that's your slope. All right, your turn. This time we'll do 3, -4, and -1, 6. Do it either way you want. See what you got. Here's the answers for that. So you make a right triangle. Okay, this is 10 tall, 4 wide, so 100 plus 16, square root of 116.
I got that, but I actually put the square root down.
Well, don't square root it. But if you find the square root, you're rounding it. That's why they want to leave it this way. Just leave it that way.
So I rounded it to 11.
It's about 11, but it's not 11. It didn't ask you to round it. It just wants the answer, okay?
Oh.
So we're not estimating. If it asked you to estimate it, that's what you do. But they want answers, okay? So that's it, all right? So do this one next right here. Do it either way. Okay? Go ahead and get your journals. You're going to do page 164 in your journal. Get it started anyway. Get at least half done. I have a student aide who's going to grade them today, so make sure you get half done.